An image appears of a document representing a soldier's pension with handwriting at the bottom. At the top, text reads, "Pensions of Guilford Courthouse." A map of Pennsylvania appears on screen. A silhouette of a soldier appears on the right side over Lancaster. Soon, the image transforms into a map of Louisiana. The soldier's image shifts to the middle of the picture over St. Helena Parish. Many veterans moved to take advantage of new lands claimed by the United States after the Revolutionary War. But Lawrence Miller is an example of someone who moved an extreme distance from home after the war. Originally from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, when Miller applied for his pension in 1828, he was living in St. Helena Parish, Louisiana. A painting shows blue-coated Continentals in the woods. They fire a volley towards the viewer. The image is then replaced by a drawing of cavalry soldiers in combat. Some fire their pistols at enemies to the left of the screen. Some other slash with sabers at unseen enemies. The cavalry image then focuses in on a trooper who has been shot down along with his horse. The wounded man, on the ground, cries out in anguish. Miller served in the Pennsylvania line early in the war. He later joined William Washington's cavalry when it came south a few years later. At the Battle of Guilford Courthouse, the unit's trumpeter was killed, and Miller took over that role. A drawing shows older men in 19th century clothing gathered around a table. A younger man stands to the left of the image and appears to be addressing the seated men who wear powdered wigs and look on with a sense of interest. Amongst the men who gave testimony to confirm Lawrence's service was one comrade who also stated that he was actually surprised that Miller was even alive. An etching shows masses of soldiers attacking a brick building that is mostly obscured by smoke. The focus of the image then shifts and pans to a specific man in the foreground. He and his horse lie on the ground with a concerned soldier standing over him. In his testimony, he states the last time he saw Lawrence Miller, he was at the Battle of Eutaw Springs, and Miller lay on the ground, quote, "a bloody gore from his wounds." Miller described his own wounds this way in his testimony, quote, "A highly detailed sketch of a saber is focused on the handle and the gilt handguard. The image then pans down the length of the blade, ending and focusing on the point of the sword. 3 of his wounds were in the head from a saber, 2 of which opened his skull, the bone which has never closed, and the other across his face, extending from his left eye down to his chin, the scar still deep and visible." We now see a drawing focusing on a musket being fired in the center of the screen. The blast from the muzzle is partially obscured by the long bayonet on the end of the gun. Another wound was from a musket ball passing through his neck, and the last in the abdomen from a bayonet. A large map of 19th century America depicts the country east of the Mississippi River. The soldier silhouette appears in the upper right corner at Lancaster, Pennsylvania, then glides all the way down to the bottom left of the screen and stops in eastern Louisiana. Surprisingly, there is no evidence Miller ever claimed the land bounty, so it is unclear what exactly motivated this veteran and his family to move over 1,000 miles away from his native Pennsylvania. The National Park Arrowhead logo appears.